Welcome to Unhinged Magi! Oh man, we love talking about Magic the Gathering. Everybody knows that Magic the Gathering is the king of the crop.
It actually is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I do like talking about it quite a bit.
Yes.
It is, and probably always will be my favorite game, by a long shot. Especially because like, even if another game came out that was better, I just have all that nostalgia.
Of course.
Which counts for a lot.
Yep. But other games have taken off, and they've actually, done pretty well. They even have conventions now and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. They have a whole investment, secondary market. They've got websites tracking their prices and YouTubers making videos and big events and everything.
Yep. And it's a good thing too, right? Because it's actually flesh and blood is what we're going to be talking about today. I was going to make the joke MetaZoo, but we're going to go with flesh and blood. Sorry.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. But here we are with flesh and blood. And one of the things that they did kind of change in a way is how they were printing boxes. I mean, they printed a lot of Tales of Aria. We can even see the price point around $393 now currently for a case, and they've already released unlimited.
It went down to a very spiky bottom of $325 a case.
Yes.
For a very short period of time.
$325, yeah. $329, $325.
But that was like bouncing off of like a hard floor as a rubber ball, just boing. Yeah.
Yeah, they just dumped their stuff, Fireball, right? And then people bought them. And so what we're thinking about talking about today is, well, is there really an investment for the boxes or for singles?
At the right price, absolutely.
Of course.
Yep. But there's a big discussion to be had about the rarity. Like, we both believe that people haven't figured out yet, like, how rare those Fabled cards actually are.
Exactly. Fabled cards are 1 in 40 boxes, right?
That seems to be the prevailing wisdom, is 1 in 40 boxes. And every box is, 24 booster packs generally. So, I mean, that's a lot of booster packs you got to crack to actually maybe get one Fable. Because again, like, you could open 40 and not get one, right?
Right, you can. That's possible. Or you could open 40 and get, 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right. If you get a sequential case, there is a belief that if you get like 1 in that sequential list of boxes, then the next one would be some ballpark of 40 after that.
Exactly.
There is some belief in that.
Which kind of makes sense. If I was a company, I'd probably try to keep it as organized as possible so I could actually, know that at least there's 1 per X.
Yeah. Yep. Or you could just control the print of it real closely because, then you definitely know.
True.
If you control the print real well and all of them are getting sold, then, it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
But you're not likely to get 2 boxes in a row, something like that.
No.
2 packs in a row. That's extremely unlikely. Which is why, by the way, you want to invest in cases and pallets and stuff like that, not necessarily like individual boxes if you're going for Fables.
Exactly.
Which I think actually hurts the prices of
it
the
does.
sealed boxes.
It actually hurts individual box sales. You can always see that inside the boxes as well. If you look at Crucible, you can spend $4,200, where you have Crucible right here. For a case, but you can get it for a box for about $800 individual.
Yeah, which maths out to quite a bit less, $3,600.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? So you said $4,200 for a case.
For a case, currently.
So you save yourself $600.
Yeah.
Just by buying them as like singles if you don't care about the Fable.
If you don't care about the Fabled, you're good to go.
Which you're probably not going to get anyways in that case.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah, precisely. And so, from an investment standpoint, when they overprinted Tales of Aria and it crashed, right? The original idea, the original premise that we have even seen on Flesh and Blood's website is that the first edition boxes were specifically for investors or collectors, right?
Yeah, let's hang on that point for a second because I'm finding it funny, the amount of backlash we get of people watching our videos and saying, what are you guys talking about? You have no idea what you're talking about. First edition being for collectors and investors and stuff like that. That's just your opinion.
No,
you
it's
guys,
not an opinion.
Not only did we hear it from Rudy, who heard it from James White, but you can actually verify it yourself by going on the Flesh and Blood website, looking back through their old articles, and there's an article, I think it's titled WTR and Arcane Rising Unlimited. And in that article, LSS literally just comes right out and says, you know, that the unlimited is for players and first editions for like collectors and stuff like that. So they actually say it themselves right there. But there's probably been other places as well.
Well, I want to put that link in this thing. It's going to be down below. It's going to be right on the top.
We can do that.
Right. So I'm going to put that in there, and or Evan will.
So yeah, it's just funny that people argue that point, and it's like, dude, it's a verified point. Stop arguing. Yes, you're wrong.
Okay. However, now we have an overabundance of Tales of Aria out there, and we have an overabundance of unlimited Tales of Aria, and so the price difference really isn't that big a deal.
Like what, 65 a box or something like that.
Right. So we have 330 for an unlimited. We have 390 approximately for Tales of Aria, and so which one would you buy? Unlimited? You wouldn't buy unlimited. There's no point to buying unlimited at the moment.
Yeah.
Ever. Right now.
Unless the world gets crazy weird, and for some reason Unlimited was such a short print run that they actually go higher in value than the first edition. But, I mean, people do like cold foils, so...
Exactly.
I don't know. It's hard to imagine that being the case.
It does. And you can see that the rainbow foils are being pulled. You can see on TCG Player that rainbow foils are actually dropping in price on the legendary market. The, what's the Fabled of...
Korshem.
Korshem is $450 approximately, a little bit, maybe sometimes a little bit more.
It was $500 just a few months ago.
Yeah, well,
so
it's about
pulled back a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the actual unlimited one is about $230, $250.
Yeah.
So you can see that the price difference is now fluctuating.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not saying unlimited is going to always be $230. It'll probably go up in trend because fables are extremely hard to pull.
Which is actually one reason we stacked the boxes like this, because we wanted to make it visual for you guys.
Exactly. So here we have Crucible, and it's about, what, 60 cases?
60 cases of first edition Crucible, right here behind me.
So this should have approximately 6 Arcanite shards. Just 6, right?
Yep.
All these.
And that's if you're lucky and you actually like happen to nail it right. So yeah, you said these are sequential except for that one, right?
Yeah, this one's not part of the same palette.
Yeah, so if you want an Arcanite shard, you're likely gonna only get like 6, and then at the price of these, like at the 4,200 per box that you can buy them at, what do these even go for?
I think they're like what, $2,000 right now?
Like for a cold foil?
Yeah, I think so.
So you could literally trade one of these cases if you could sell it at full price, and just go ahead and go get your shard.
Exactly, and that would be cheaper.
Yeah,
it makes. This part, buying this to get that makes no sense whatsoever.
No sense. Yeah, don't open boxes to get Fabled. They're too hard to get, which honestly also means...
It's something that you should buy individually and then hold on to. It's so hard to pull these that they will go up in price. They're so limited.
Which means they're undervalued.
Exactly.
If you can basically... If this is the big prize, and you have to open all 60 of these to maybe get 6 of these, but one of these cases covers one of these, that means this is undervalued in the secondary market.
Exactly. Way undervalued, right?
Yeah.
Now.
And the reason, I should also mention, yes, there are other expensive cards in Crucible. I know that it affects the EV price of the boxes. But honestly, most of the time, you guys, you crack open Flesh and Blood, you're taking a loss. So almost every single box.
If I crack this case, it is very unlikely to actually make money back. Yeah. Unlikely.
Very unlikely, actually.
Yeah. And I've cracked some boxes.
If this is 4,200, and I didn't look up the cold foil of Arcanite Shard before we did this.
Right, we did.
But if this actually is 2,000, you could conceivably crack this open and still lose money.
Yeah, I can probably look that up real fast.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to verify.
Yeah.
So the point is, there's a couple things to realize. You don't want to go cracking Flesh and Blood to get Fableds. And also, it means that the Fableds are severely underpriced based on their actual rarity, right? So that's something to consider. Like, this is a case where I honestly think that the secondary market actually has the price of Fableds actually wrong. And we've been telling our channel members this information for a while, starting with a video that we only put out to our actual channel subscribers that pay. We put out a video well before anything was announced out of print, and we told people to go get Fableds. And at that time, the Unlimited Arknight shards were like 180. The Eye of Ophidia was like 170, 180. The hearts were like 180. I even got my Greater Library of Solana for like 230, something like that. And we made a video and told our subscribers, like, you guys, these are undervalued. You should just go pick these up. Seriously.
I'm spelling something wrong.
Is it AR? You did ARC, didn't you? Okay, so yeah, that's a separate thing. I keep wondering, there's got to be some lore behind that, because some of the Arc and Arknight kind of stuff is ARC, and some of it's ARK. I don't know if that's a typo or if LSS intended that, and it's got some deeper meaning. I don't know. But that one's caught me several times, and I'm trying to look this stuff up. Yeah. I assume it's probably caught you guys too.
All right, so I was incorrect, I believe, with the price point. Let me see if I can find some sold listings.
Okay. So while he's doing that, so this is 60 cases of Crucible, first edition, which each of them has 4 boxes. And then what we've got over here, this is 40 cases of Tales of Aria. So assuming that same general ratio, where you're going to get maybe one Fabled in like 40 booster boxes, if you've got 40 cases, well, that about is equal to 4 of the actual cold foil of Korsham, which is the Fabled of this actual set. And yeah, these are all first edition foils.
So it's around $4,000.
$4,000 per box?
No, $4,000
for the Arknight shard.
For the Arknight shard.
So you can sell one case and go get your Arknight shard.
Yes.
And so the only thing that we needed to update, if people made it this far in the video, if you do hashtag Diet Coke. Yeah. So if you got an Arknight shard in one of these boxes, you're definitely in profit, because the other cards are not worth nothing.
Right.
But like short of getting an Arknight shard, you like if there's 6 in these cases, probably 6 of these cases are profitable, and the other 56 are a loss.
Right.
Most likely.
Most likely.
It's not great.
It doesn't make any sense.
So anyways, these Korshams actually are first edition cold foils, and this is probably all that exists in all these Tales of Aria, these 40 cases of first edition Tales of Aria.
Now these are $450, and these are $392 a box. So that's
pretty close.
That's pretty close, right? And actually, some of the value in these boxes is actually can almost pay for the box, because the boxes are currently cheap.
Yep.
Eventually, these boxes won't be as cheap.
Yeah, and that might just be by the other cards in the set going up. So it's possible that Korsham stays at $450, but the price of these boxes goes up because those other cards start to become more highly desired.
And they will, over time.
So what we're basically telling you, like, again, is that these Fableds are undervalued. And the boxes right now, the rarity is so high that you don't want to be cracking cases and boxes to go get those Fabled.
No.
So we looked at that situation and thought, okay, fine, LSS. We were looking at only investing in first edition boxes, but when this we realized this, the math of it, I started like mathing this out and saying this doesn't make any sense. What did we start actually doing? All right,
so we started going out and getting Fables. So we have some hearts right here.
Some.
Right here. Okay, and if you do the math on this, how many boxes would I've already opened to get all of these hearts?
Every one of those hearts is 40 boxes.
Exactly.
How many hearts do you have there?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go here. We got 1, 2, 3.
So while he counts that. So yeah, like every one of those guys at like 40 booster boxes. I mean, the amount of booster boxes, it would probably like fill this room that we're sitting in, right? But he was able to just go pick them up. Like, in fact, most of those Dan bought at like
32.
32.
Yeah.
Okay. So 32 times 4.
Well, technically I have 33. I didn't pick this one up.
Wow. Wow. So anyways, like most of those you bought at like 170, somewhere about there.
Yep.
Yeah, because like same time we were telling you guys to do this, we were actually doing it ourselves. Like I bought some extras as well, but I just don't.
But I do have some that I bought at $250.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
At the last, like, because those were still undervalued.
Yeah.
They're probably still undervalued right now.
I have a feeling when they announce that this is out of print.
Yeah.
Then it'll spike. So.
See, you guys, people haven't thought it through. There's only like 400 cold foil Heart of Findles, like 410 or something. People say, right, that have ever been out there. And well, that's what the current print run size of WTR first edition. Well, like who knows what the print run is of the WTR Unlimited? Just say it's something like 10 times the size of WTR First Edition, which is possible.
So
I don't know.
I would have had to open 1,320 boxes.
Boxes or cases? Oh, boxes.
Yeah, boxes.
Wow.
That's a lot of boxes.
That's a lot of boxes.
And to me, that's the fascinating part. That's why I've been going after the hearts. Because I love the fact that it's like 1 in 40. Because it's insane. That's an insane amount of things to be cracked.
So going back to the point I was making about how many Heart of Findles actually exist, there's only like slightly over 400 cold foils. And if there was like 10 times the print run of Unlimited, like that's an if, no one knows. If it's like 10 times the print run of Unlimited versus that means there's like 4,000 rainbow foil Heart of Findles. But you guys think about that. Like think about like Alpha Beta Magic. There was 1,000 Alpha Black Lotuses, there's 3,000 Beta Black Lotuses, and that's like it for Heart of Findle, right? You've basically got the same rarity for Heart of Findle as you have for Black Lotus, and you can pick them up for like, you were picking them up for $170 each.
Yeah.
And they're super hard to get, and they're gonna go out of print at some point. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like the market is not thinking this through, even at this point.
And I've also started picking up these because just like Monarch and just like anything else, these are gonna go up from 450. Right, so I've started picking up these as well. These are cold foils, and so they should easily reach the Monarch stage eventually.
Yeah.
Right, and so the current, I think it was like 1,200 for the library now.
Yeah.
In cold foil form, I expect these to be maybe 1,000. I mean, not 1,000, but probably about 750 towards in 3 or 4 months when these start spiking.
Yep.
So these are investment opportunities.
Now, okay, so we should probably like end the video by like talking quickly about the whole evil investor thing. Now, here's the deal, guys. When LSS came out with this game, they did stop arguing. They very clearly made it clear that First Edition was for collectors and investors. That's like your little sandbox to play in, and that the Unlimited is for the players to bring the prices down to get people game pieces. And so one of the reasons that collectors and investors got into this game was because they looked at that and said, hey, great plan. I can go invest in First Edition and not have to feel any level of guilt because people can go get their Unlimited. Well, then it became apparent that not only like were they going to cut those print runs short for Unlimited, but they were definitely not going to be in print, for the amount of years that people were led to believe. And of course, everybody knows to some extent it was going to go out of print, but we even knew it before then, because when you see booster boxes at $60, they're not going to print more boxes when the ones already in the market are $60. So that already, like, we knew was like an artificial, like, not, verbalized, like, out of print. They're just not going to do it because no distributor is going to want it at that price. They don't make any profit on it. Big point is that LSS basically brought this on themselves, because they brought collectors and investors into this field by doing the First Edition, which I think was great.
It was a smart idea.
It was a great plan.
It gave people a lot of talking point, and when people start talking about money, they get excited.
Yep.
Right? And yes, people were starting to badmouth because he said it was too expensive, but it's not too expensive because Unlimited was there.
Because Unlimited was there.
So that's why it was actually a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so they should have stuck with the original plan, but they overprinted the First Edition, and now they cut short the Unlimited, and so now there's investment money flowing into Unlimited, and we told you so. Yep. So you guys heard it here first.
Yep. So that's good.
For investment. And like even at this point, you guys, they're still cheap. We're literally sitting here telling you they're undervalued.
Very undervalued. And this is the example that we wanted to show. This is it. This is why it's undervalued.
Yep.
Because you can't pull them. It's just... and that's also a thing. In buying a case, you have a chance. It's a very still low chance. It's 1 in 40. That's worse than the roulette table. Yeah. Because that's 1 in 36, or is it 138?
Well, you would know better than me.
I think it's 138.
So I don't know.
Because it's 0 and 00.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, well, no, I'm sorry, 1 in 10, right? 1 in 10 is the odds.
For case.
For case. Sorry.
If they're consecutive.
My bad.
If they're consecutive cases, yeah.
And you can't just say, okay, give me the next case. Give me the next case when you're buying from somebody.
Yeah, you can't.
The only reason I know this is from a pallet is because it's from a pallet.
Yep.
Except for this one.
And not many people are buying it by the pallet. So anyways, there you go, guys. Market information. We've just shown our hand and told you what we're doing and why we're doing it and why the math works and stuff like that. So
Yep.
you're welcome.
You're welcome. And there's nothing wrong with investing, regardless of what people say or do. If your idea is to actually make money, then if you want to have money, then you'd probably have a job, in which case you're investing your time. Right? And so you got to make your money work for you. So there's no such thing as evil investing.
Not in collectible card games, no.
Not in anything.
Definitely not. So anyways, we'll talk to you guys later.
There's some bad investing, I guess.
Yeah, like in medicines that people need to live. It's probably
yeah. Sorry. I went
Yeah.
down a dark hole.
So anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.